Oh my gosh. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Oh my God. Hi guys. Welcome back. It's been... Oh my gosh. I took an unintentional sabbatical. So did. Didn't plan on it. Didn't plan on it. And I'm sorry that it happened for so long. Because we were building momentum together, weren't we? Yeah, life was lifing. So this will be a quick one because, you know, I just want to kind of explain myself and let you in on what I've been up to, basically. I think my last video was like a haul at the top of summer, and then life lifed. And I know y'all know what I mean by that. Yeah, it was a lot going on. Not to get too depressing, right? Not to get too deep into it. Had a couple of people in my family passed from early this year up until June, and it was a lot. It was a lot. And I think that, you know, I completely shut down just dealing with the loss or just the process of family grieving. But sometimes you get some sort of healing in seeing family and you know, celebrating the life that was lost in the physical realm, but not one part of my family. My family a little different. So it took a lot out of me, and I think right after I posted that video, that happened, and it wiped me emotionally in so many different ways. Started therapy again. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. I think what really just split me into pieces, I'm just being honest, because other people might be going through it too. I feel like this year has been a lot of people experiencing loss in their life. So I had lost my uncle, and the funeral situation, it just brought out a lot of ugliness. That, you know, sometimes you don't see certain family members for so long that cause you a little bit of trauma, and then you see them and it's like, oh my God, like this is really how they are. Wow. You know, and trying to just respect and mourn the person that's lost. But then you have all this other family drama going on. People can't sit together. People ain't riding together. There's not enough seats at the burial type of thing. There's a lack of respect from young ones to the elders to the people who, you know, it's just a really crazy mess. And it was just unfortunate to see and to feel, you know, as my mom's sibling. She lost 2 siblings this year. So, you know, just to see my mom, my aunt, and my cousin just go through loss in the way that they did, in the way that they process, it was hard on me. I'm a big empath. I really am. And I won't forget this ever. I was so out of it that I didn't take care of myself the day of the wake. You know, I was so emotionally drained. I didn't eat. I didn't drink enough. And by the time that we left, my evil parts of the family really tore me up. And I was so out of it that I was about to go through a green light. I had the green light, and my mom saw that a car was racing down in the other direction that was going to run a red light. And it would have T-boned us had she not stopped me, because I was the one driving. And, you know, that told me I needed to wake up and just be more alert and to not let this situation get the best of me. And for the next couple of days after that, to just make sure I was on point and feeding myself well. So after that, it just kind of was like, I don't want to human with humans anymore. I want to go away. And, you know, I just kind of buried myself into healing and being quiet and not doing too much that extended me in different ways. And that's the beginning of why I kind of got quiet on here. And then what else? You know, I have a business. I'm an owner of a CBD brand called Noir Bud, and it was also a lot going on with my business too. I think I felt disconnected from it because it's been such a slow year financially. I think the last 2 years were really great for many different business owners, especially Black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses. Did super well in 2020 and 2021, right? But this year, inflation, you know, the interest rates are crazy. The grocery stores are just everyone is not doing that well financially. So therefore, companies that are product based or even service based are experiencing such a slowdown, and financially it's just like tight or nothing at all, just to be super transparent. And you know, because of that, it drew me into a deeper emotional hole, because I felt like I had no control, but I also felt like I wasn't doing enough. So it was a tug of war of emotions there. And you know, I had to refocus. I had to figure out, what am I actually doing with my business, with my influencing position as well. Like, I'm an influencer, and it's more and more work, thankfully. And I build some more partnerships within the month of June, also with Josie Marin, and you know, you could go to Instagram and see that. And obviously my Jones Road family and I, we are growing tighter and developing a partnership too, where it's like a monthly situation, which has been quite amazing. So it's just, my focuses were all over the place when it came to my careers. And then in August, baby, oh my God. So one day I decided, because I was, like I said, I was all over the place. I decided one day, all of a sudden, to get a part-time job. Y'all, I went to work for one day, and that was it. That's all I could do. And obviously, like, they honestly didn't need me. I think, so a friend of mine works for a design company, and they needed someone to help them out in their, like, showroom debut, right? And he was like, listen, if you want to do it, like, I'll plug you in, it's whatever. And I was like, yeah, let me get a part-time job just to see what I can do with that financially. And if, you know, if I really do need to go back to work full-time, like, how am I going to feel? So let me try this out. So I was scheduled to work the whole month of August, on different days during August, and went to the job the first day. Child, they had me counting swatches, which was not a bad thing, you know, but they didn't really have much for me to do. And I was like, do they really need an assistant in here? Because I ain't really doing nothing. So this is a little strange. So I figured that they were not going to have me come back, even though the energy and the connection was great. Like, I know if they really needed me, they were going to keep me. And they were asking about me. Some of the people were asking about me to come back. But while I was there, I got an email from my landlord of the office building that I rent in, that it was the 3rd of August, that all tenants had to vacate by the 25th of that exact month, and to either end their contracts or to roll over their lease to another building that they own. So here I am counting swatches, okay? And with people I don't know. I just started working with them. These are strangers. I don't know. My friend wasn't working that day with me. So I'm freaking out counting swatches. And I was like, okay, Jesus, was that your sign that I should not be working for anyone else, and that I need to do more for myself and to get everything together? Because if this is your sign, I'm fully aware that this is a sign. So I freaked out in the calmest way. And I said, you know what? This year has been crap. This has been legit crap. And you know what's even crazier? I was 33 this year. And I thought, man, this is my Jesus age. You know, 33, Jesus died at 33. So I felt like 33 is my lucky number, me and my father's favorite number. I was like, this is going to be a great year. It's going to be my lucky year. This is the turnaround year. And hell, baby, the story of Jesus carrying his own cross, the life of Jesus at 33 was the end. And of what his fight was, right? To a certain extent. And I realized by my 34th birthday that 33 was not supposed to be a year of many wins. It was a year of many lessons. So I'm just like, I am fed up with bad news after bad news. Like, what else do you want from me, world? Damn. So I reacted in the calmest way. Like I said, I said to myself, okay, this is what it is. I mistakenly signed a lease that allowed me to be in a situation like this. You know, they said I can't sue them. There's nothing I could do. If anything were to happen, they can shut down on me if they needed to. Even if it gave me 3 days notice, which what it felt like. You know, it wasn't a lot of notice. So I said to myself, okay, let me figure this out. I went and I looked, I scrounged up a bunch of listings to go see as far as office spaces were concerned in Brooklyn and in, you know, adjacent areas. And then I went to my landlord. I said, what are the other options that you have in other buildings? Because they listed 2. And I was like, these are completely out of my way. You got to give me more information. So they allowed me to see several locations in the city and throughout. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to move in with them somewhere else, because of what if that building shuts down? What am I going to do then? Right? But they offered a free move. And because I think I reacted calmly, and I'm sure everyone else in that building cursed them out, because child, that was shady gravy. Like, I know I was the only calm one. Everybody in that building was mad, honey, okay? I went in there calmly and I just asked, you know, help me through my options. Let's figure this out. Okay, I'm not going to shoot the messenger. And let that be a lesson to anybody going through something. Sometimes it's not the person that's telling you that you should be mad at. Just work with them, okay? Because usually they're just the messenger doing their job and they hate it probably. So yeah, I looked at a bunch of spaces and so many of them were completely out of my price range and being able to put down deposits. And the crazy thing is, I think in July, I said to myself, and you know, God always listens. I said, I do want a bigger office. I want a warehousey space. I want a legit view, and I want to be able to make content and have others come into that space and make content as well as run my Noir Bud business, right? But I guess this was like Jesus said, oh, I hear you, but I'm gonna do it a little differently on my terms. I said, okay, fine, that's fine, that's fine. Because I'm not in the office of my dreams, I decided to just roll with the punches, literally, the gut. And I told my landlord, move me into the city and put me on for 6 months, and then I'll reconfigure. I'm going to work my ass off for 6 months and get the building or office space that I really want. And that's what we're in month 1, okay? And so far, it's still slow, but it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. I have plans to execute and everything will be fine. So anyway, yeah, so I had a few days to move my office, get everything together and recalibrate. And now I'm in the city. My office is in Manhattan, which is actually pretty cool to say. I mean, it's very much out my way and I still deal with anxiety leaving my house every day. It's another video, but I deal with that often. But it's pulling me to figure it out anyway. You know what I mean? And obviously I went to, I was really wanting to go to Fashion Week this year in New York because I live here. Why not? And it's been almost 12 years, I think, that I've been to Fashion Week. As y'all know, some of y'all know, I have a long history of working in fashion. I've worked at Elle Magazine. I worked at Saks Fifth Avenue on many levels, whether it was the buying office that bought for Alaya, Donna Karan, Michael Kors. I've worked at Barney's. I've worked at so many luxury stores and opened up luxury stores and departments that, listen, fashion is my thing, darling. And I've worked for a lot of brands too, under amazing mentors like Nadia Spencer. I love you. But it had been a long time since I did Fashion Week, and I think I stopped going to Fashion Week because the influx of influencers, this is shady now, but this is how I felt because I've always been a fashion person in the trenches, behind the ugly doors, you know, and to me it was a different love that I had for fashion and why I was there. And I started to see a lot of bloggers come on scene, and it was starting to get a little weird at Fashion Week. So I decided to stop going and helping out at them. You know, it was just a decision I made. So my last Fashion Week was 2010. Spring shows of 2010. So it was September of 2010. And I was like, well, let's do it. Let me see what shows I can get into. I don't even know who I know anymore. But I emailed Fee Noel, and they emailed me back saying that they knew of my content and that I could come. I was like, give me standing room, child. I don't care what it is. If it's filled to the max, I will stay in the corner. I will make it work. And boy, did I made it work. I sat on the music speaker. No one knows this, but I sat on the music speaker during that show. But it was so amazing to see her artistry up close in person like that. You know, I have a few of her pieces. I did make some content wearing her stuff for another brand. Like I was showcasing a purse, but I was wearing her clothes in the video, and it did pretty well. And I think that's the one that they knew me of. So that was really cool. And I saw so many amazing, like, legendary people in fashion, and then some of my favorite new influencers, which is hilarious because I was like, who are these influencers? But a lot of the influencers in 2010 did not look like me, and it was just a different feel. And to see so many beautiful Black women in the space representing and looking amazing, it did something to my soul. It motivated me, and it also made me feel a little small because I was like, huh, why did I leave for so long as far as fashion world is concerned? And so that was pretty dope. And then at one of the events that I attended, a beauty event I attended, I ended up meeting a fashion designer, Alejandra Rojas, and she admired my earrings that I got from Only Made. Yes, child. And she was like, oh my God, I love your earrings. We were just chatting in this store. I need them for my fashion show. And I didn't know exactly who I was talking to at all. Then when I realized who I was talking to, I was like, she just dressed Katie Holmes in a phenomenal red knit situation. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm speaking to her. She invited me to the show. Didn't know me from a hole in the wall. All she knew was that I was looking fly that day. My earrings was everything. And she needed the designer to help her make all the jewelry for her show. And I was happy to connect and show her who it was. And she ended up using Only Made's earrings, and it was so dope to see in person. I ended up sitting with her family. They were so sweet, and her show was amazing. I also met some people from Moda Operandi, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I went to 2 shows. And listen, thank you, because people don't know me like that, you know. When I went to some of the shows, I realized how many of my friends are still in depths of the fashion world and putting these shows together and doing their business right, okay? So now I'm starting to realize who's who and where my friends are. You know, not to say I'm be like, hey, get me in, but just to know where I need to support, how I need to support, and where my people are, basically. So that was really cool and eye-opening. And I went to a DBA event hosted by Ernest James, one of my good friends from FIT. He works with the company. He is up there in the company ranks, and he hosted a panel conversation about inclusivity in the fashion industry at the influencing level, and that was very eye-opening too. Met some of my favorite influencers, and really, you know, just got to stand up and ask a few questions about, you know, the struggle of people figuring out what their niche is. If they want to be content creators, digital creators, how do they really hone in on their niche? And I kind of felt like I knew the answer, and the answer is just do what I'm doing. If that looks like everything, then that is what I am. I am everything. And that's what they said. They was like, you are the niche. So for anyone wondering, if you are struggling to find your niche in different spaces, I have gum in my mouth and I'm so sorry about it. If you're trying to figure out your niche in different spaces, it is important for you to just accept the fact that you might be very multifaceted, and that is the niche. Dive into it. Don't be afraid. So what else did I do for fashion? Oh, I went to a hair care brand as well, TGIN. Thank God it's natural. And that was super amazing too, because my friend from my high school days, we did a pageant together. Yes, I did a pageant. My mother forced me to do it and I miserably failed because I'm not about that life. I was such a sporty girl, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you want me to wear a gown? For what? And answer whose questions in front of what school? Absolutely. I felt it was traumatic, but I made amazing friendships during that time period. So Crystal Peters, she is the sales director for TGIN, and she invited me to their shindig just to celebrate their company, their anniversary, their late aunt who had started the brand in the first place, and that was pretty awesome, especially going into October in a couple of weeks to celebrate breast cancer awareness and all that. So that was pretty cool to meet the founders and experience the product, and to meet other women of color in the influencing space at different levels. And I really appreciated Crystal reaching out to me and inviting me to that event, because you know, it was just more. It was more of my eventful time during Fashion Week. While, you know, I didn't get into so many shows, I got to go to different events and see so many cool people. Oh, I got photographed by Refinery, and they put me in their on their blog site. I was like, hey now, girl, she's a street fashion girl. I was not mad at that. That was really cool. Okay. What else? But yeah, Fashion Week was cool. Fashion Week was very enlightening. I'll definitely try harder as far as reaching out to more brands, because I was very insecure about approaching brands about getting an invite to a show, because it's like, how I look emailing somebody talking about, can you invite me to your party? That's how I felt about it. That's weird. It's weird, but it's like you have to do it and let yourself be known, which is, you know, it's a humbling experience, but it's very awkward for me, because it's like I would like to be invited, but y'all don't know me, so hey, get to know me, invite me to your party, you know. So it's weird. So I have to work hard to develop more connections and network more, put myself out there. You're gonna see way more content from me, and, you know, just being able to, when I have to ask to be invited, ooh, that sounds so funny, they will see a lot more of the essence of me and my community, and why we would like to see these things in person, right? Child, boo. Oh my God, it's so weird. It's so weird, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get through it, honey. Next season, we're gonna get through it. So the goal is for Fashion Week in February here in New York, I would like to attend a little bit more shows than I did this first round. So grateful for whatever experience that comes with that, okay? Because it was a lot, baby. But I'm grateful to be back. This was definitely a talky vlog, and or episode, right? It's not a, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I wanted to come on and explain myself, get ready for fall. I have a birthday vlog that I'm going to share with y'all. And yeah. I bought some things, and I have a wish list. But here's the thing, because it's been such a rough year financially, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna pump the brakes, all of them, on me. Okay, so we're gonna talk through what is out there, what you guys might be able to afford and get, because I have to take an entire back row seat and lay down in it, okay, to catch myself up. That is the truth, Ruth. And also, I've seen your comments, not heard. I've seen your comments. I understand that you guys want to see a little bit more inside of my entrepreneurship world, and that it is difficult because I'm always on the go, but I'm going to serve justice to that. I will show you guys insight on my day-to-day of what it feels like and looks like for me working as the sole employee and owner of Noir Bud, and how I delegate. Hold on, I did not say delegate, because I don't have nobody yet. How I delegate tasks to myself when it comes to influencing work. I give me a lot of work. There's a lot of work to be done, and I give me a bunch of to-do lists, okay? I will dive back into older comments just to see if I missed anything about different style type of videos that you want to see more of. But I'm here. I'm back. Woo. It's good to be back. This felt very comfortable. I think in the beginning it didn't. So I appreciate y'all riding with me, holding on. I appreciate the new people that subscribed when I wasn't even posting nothing. If you got this far, I can't even talk. I appreciate you. I thank you. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Send this to your friends and family. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Ciao, ciao. Bye.